Okay, so this week on Chi Life we have a guest star for the vlog. I am here in Savannah in Georgia in the US, and today I've been spending some time with Clayton Crosley, who is a Long White Cloud Qigong student and instructor. He's been teaching for quite a while. One of the places he teaches at local veteran affairs offices to the veterans here, and he teaches some other places as well. Today we did a session at with some of those veterans, which was really good. And we're going to talk to Clayton a little bit about his experience studying Qigong and teaching it as well. So this is Clayton. Hi, Clayton.
Hello.
Maybe you could tell us a little bit about your experience studying with Long White Cloud Qigong.
I've found it to be really straightforward and easy to comprehend, digest, and to also then implement it in my daily life and into classroom settings as well. Just the way things are structured in the course, it's very accessible, understandable, and it's just not that it doesn't take work or that there's not some challenges to it, but it's been a really rewarding experience doing the Long White Cloud courses.
So you've been studying for quite a while now.
5.5 years.
5.5 years. And so what differences has the Qigong made in your own life, physically, in other ways?
Well, physically, I initially found Long White Cloud because I'd had a shoulder surgery, a pretty significant surgery, and I needed some sort of exercise to help regain the mobility in it. And I was supposed to have been probably in recovery for about a year, is what they told me. And after doing some of John's courses, and specifically the QFP course, and most specifically the joint rotation was very beneficial for me, but I recovered in about half the time.
Well, that's pretty good.
Yeah, that was excellent.
And so maybe you can tell us a little bit about your teaching. What you teach for a start, or who you teach.
I teach, I volunteer at the Savannah VA clinic, and I have a class on Mondays, and you would think it'd be easy to get something instituted through a government facility that you want to offer for free, but it's not. And so that presented a challenge. But I work with some veterans. I would say they're up there in years, but they all have their own physical struggles. They all have their own diagnoses, and I mean, they range from stroke victims to Parkinson's to mobility issues. I get a lot of referrals from the medical staff for PTSD patients, anger management issues, stress related. I mean, it just runs the entire gamut of things and conditions that you can think about.
And so what kind of changes have you seen in some of the people you teach?
Borderline miraculous, because they come in there kind of without much hope, and they enjoy the class, so when they walk out they feel better. And the ones that have stuck with it, they didn't walk out feeling better, the way that they feel today, obviously after one session, but those who've stuck with it have made these small incremental benefits to their physical and mental status, and these small little incremental gains, whether it be increase in balance, more mobility, more flexibility, a little kind of feeling centered, a peace of mind, some calmness, all of these things make for a large result for them. So they keep coming back, and there's a good core group that comes back weekly, and so I keep going. There's also a group that's in Hinesville, Georgia too, that I go to on Thursdays, and that's who we had the privilege of working with today, doing a very little 4-hour workshop on movement and stillness, and it was a really wonderful experience. Excuse me, I've got some gnats on me. But if you're thinking of starting a class, do it. And the thing I can tell you is that some days you'll have a lot of people, some days it may just be you. But as long as you keep showing up and getting ready for the next class and continue to work on your own personal practice, is that it's really satisfying in ways that are hard to really describe. It's just a really, truly satisfying experience.
Cool. So you've mentioned the Savannah VA and the Hinesville VA that you teach at, and you also, I guess it's more recently, you've started teaching a couple of other places?
Yeah, so through word of mouth of me teaching at the VA, a few yoga studios have approached me directly to start teaching there, and then there's a retired gated community out here called the Landings, and the wellness center there sought me out to start teaching there. So I'm teaching quite a bit and doing John's courses and still continuing trying to deepen my own practice. And I'm really fortunate that my wife is super supportive, and she doesn't mind me being gone, I think. But it's just something I just continue to work at. I mean, I think I've taught about 1,000 classes.
Yeah.
I remember when I first met John, probably about, I think his first visit was just over
three and a half years ago.
3.5 to probably 4 years ago. But
maybe.
I remember when he was telling me, he said that we were practicing, he said, I've literally done these exercises thousands of times. And I thought, oh my God, that's he could have said 1 million, but I thought, God, that'll never happen. And then, wow, I just thought about the other day, I went, I've literally done the exercises thousands of times. And with that has come a deeper understanding from where I started. I mean, they're night and day, they're yin and yang, however you wanted to compare them. But
I guess that's a good point. You don't need to know everything before you start to teach, right? Because you need to know enough to be solid in your knowledge to start, but you learn through the process of teaching, don't you?
You do learn through the process of teaching, and not only about how kind of refining the movements have different benefits than when you first start, but that's one thing about the Long White Cloud courses is they're very comprehensive, they're very thorough. It's not, hey, I practiced for 3 months and give me a certificate. I mean, you got to talk to John, you got to have an interview, you got to send in your journal, you got to do your written test, and then sometimes John just comes to where you are and says, hey, let's do some Qigong.
Sometimes, occasionally, not so much the last couple of years. I used to do it more. Hopefully I'm going to be traveling a bit more in the future as well, because I really enjoy getting out there and meeting some of the students, spending time with them, seeing how they're doing, that sort of thing as well. So this is actually the third visit, that's a little bit of a record. I haven't visited people that many times normally, but it's been great every time.
Well, that's great. I'm glad you keep coming back, and I can always use the fine tuning. It's always great for me as well, but I know that the veterans groups really look forward to you coming in and participating as well. And I can just say that without John's instruction and mentorship and everything, that what I'm able to offer to my community wouldn't be possible without John and Long White Cloud Qigong.
Cool. Well, thanks, Clayton. Is there anything else you'd like to add, or does that kind of sum up what you'd like to say for now?
Saturday. No, I'm kidding. No, I think that's about it.
Cool. Thanks, Clayton.
Yeah. All right, John.
Okay, so this week on Qi Life we have a guest star for the vlog. I am here in Savannah in Georgia in the US. And today I've been spending some time with Clayton Crosley, who is a Long White Cloud Qigong student and instructor. He's been teaching for quite a while. One of the places he teaches at local veteran affairs offices to the veterans here, and he teaches some other places as well. Today we did a session at with some of those veterans, which was really, really good. And we're going to talk to Clayton a little bit about his experience studying Qigong and teaching it as well.